Oh, the whole conversation. Okay, but I don't even know how to start it. You just like 1, 2, 3, like get it together. All right, right. So something like I'm really passionate about speaking is about motherhood, right? Because at the end of the day, not even motherhood, but in general, parents. Um, I don't ever want to like gender thing when it comes to parenting. I think it can relate to both. But one thing I love to do is build a relationship with my son. I feel like, we were taught to build an authority figure as being the mom or being the dad, in the relationship, which is cool because, but respect goes both ways as well. And one thing that I love to do with my child is have open communication. Like, I feel like CJ catches me crying all the time. And it's like I can sit there and lie instead of like trying to make it short as to what I'm going through. Because one day I want him to look back and be like, yo, Ma, you remember when you was going through that and you look how you overcame that, or vice versa. You know what I mean? I think what we do is, and I say this out of experience because I recently had a conversation with my mom, and she hide a lot of things from us because as a mom we want to make sure we protect in that way. But when what we do is we fake it, but as a child we feel. So my mom didn't translate a lot of things to me, but I felt a lot of things that she didn't tell me. So I always analyze like, damn, like I don't want to do that with my child, because what happens is I will build a disconnect with my child emotionally, and not, in no other way. And there is times that CJ has had tough conversations with me, or I've had tough conversations with CJ, and I'm like, he is a curious kid. One thing he's always curious is like, how much money do you have? How much money do you have? He is so driven by money, right? And there was this time he was particularly always asking me, how much money is that you have? I want to see, mommy, like, why you can't just show me? I'm like, you know, a part of me didn't want to show him, but a part of me is like, fuck it. So I showed him, and in the bank account there was only $32 with 66 cents. Why do I remember that number? Because I told him, that's what we have today, but that doesn't mean that's what we will have tomorrow. So just for that, he could go one day and see, like, damn, mom, like, you are making millions now, right? And I told him, like, I'll show you when I have millions. I'll show you when I have thousands. At the end of the day, like, that was a part of me, and he felt like, damn, mom. And I was like, don't be sad, because I'm not sad. I'm gonna be okay, because I know that my circumstances today doesn't mean that it's my circumstances tomorrow. So I want to teach that to my son. It's not just putting up a facade that, this is how life is, or protecting our kids through not through emotions, because emotional intelligence is so much bigger than any other type of intellectual intelligence out here. Um, and I'm passionate on that because that was something that my parents didn't know how to translate. Emotional intelligence is not something that was taught to them. So I feel like that's my responsibility as a mom to teach my son that. And the only way that you can actually teach emotional intelligence is going through the emotions, right? When you don't know how you particularly feel, you won't translate that through language, through voice, but you translate it through body language, through behaviors. And that's exactly how our child is going to translate, well, that's how my mom, that's how my dad cope with it, so that I have to do the same thing. And then when we kids are acting up in school, then we wonder why. Or kids are acting up in the streets and they picking up things from the street, right? It's just, that is just the example that we give to our child when we eliminate, or when we just don't try to cope with our own emotions. So as parents, as a mom, I just want our children, our future kids, our the next generation to have the opportunity to speak for themselves, and think for themselves as well, and be able to just feel and go through their emotions and see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel.